All right, shalom, shalom to the nation of Israel, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It's your brother Rakaga Bar, and I'm just back again, with a part two, where I left off of in the last lesson. All right, touching on, Yahushua being the first man, Adam, okay, and then down through and being the first son of God, okay, here on earth, right? He was the son of God, the first only begotten son of the Most High in heaven, okay, Yahushua, right? And he was the first son of God here on earth, okay, the first man, Adam. And what I'm doing is just touching back in again on that, all right, going a little more into the sons of God, okay, and these sons of God are first really spoken of in Genesis chapter 5, okay? So these would be the righteous seed line, okay, through the seed line of Seth, okay? We understand Adam had Cain and Abel, all right, with his wife Eve, all right, but we read about Cain slaying Abel in Genesis the 4th chapter, okay, which I'm not going to grab all of it, all right, but you can read about that, Cain slaying Abel, all right, in Genesis 4, okay, and then the Most High having to set up Seth, right, in place of Abel, okay, because Seth means compensation, right, in order to carry on that righteous seed line, okay. And this is a quick part two, entitled, Then Began Men to Call on the Name of the Lord, okay, the sons of God in Genesis 5, right, because starting with the first man, Adam, okay, who was breathed that breath of life, okay, who was to follow after the ways of righteousness, okay, to metaphorically eat from the tree of life, right? Those ways were forwarded to his son Seth, okay, and this is just going to further prove that going into the sons of God who were in the beginning, okay. So like I said, you can read Genesis 4, right? It goes into the Cain slaying Abel, okay, and then where we're going to pick up is verse 25, okay, when the Most High allowed for Eve to bear another son in place of Abel, and his name was Seth, right? It's Genesis 4 and 25. It says, and Adam knew his wife again, all right, so they had sex again, and she bare a son and called his name Seth, right? Here's the word Seth in the Hebrew, goes back to Shath. Okay, that's the Hebrew name for Seth. Okay, it says Shath, which means compensation, right? Compensation. Okay, so he was compensating for Abel. Okay, but it says, for the Most High said she hath also, or Slakia, for the Most High said she hath appointed me another seed instead of Abel, who came slew, right? So this other seed, okay, that was set up in place of Abel, okay, was a seed to carry on righteousness, okay, in the earth, okay. So we just read, okay, in Luke chapter 3 and 38, okay, that Adam, right, the first man Adam was a son of God, okay, and so we're gonna see how Seth, okay, and down through the line, okay, we're gonna get the sons of God through Adam, Seth, okay, so on and so forth, okay. All right, so this is 26. It says, and to Seth, to him also there was born a son, and he called his name Enos. Okay, so this is going into the lineage, okay, or the seed line of the sons of God. All right, these were to be the ones who were to uphold righteousness on the earth in the beginning. Okay, starting with Adam, who was breathed the breath of life, right? Which we went over that in a previous lesson. Okay, going into receiving wisdom. Okay, the knowledge and understanding in the ways of righteousness. Okay, really, what the metaphorical tree of life represents. All right, but he didn't continue in that, as we read in Genesis, the 3rd chapter. Okay, well, we didn't go over it, but you can read that in Genesis 3. Okay, that's when the ways of the heathen customs, okay, the tree of knowledge of good and evil was brought on to Eve. Okay, she was tricked, beguiled by the serpent, okay, who today we know as Esau, okay, and she brought those heathen customs to Adam, okay, and that started the fall of the sons of God, okay, because we weren't continuing We didn't continue in just the ways of righteousness, right? The same things that are happening now, okay, and all throughout the history of the nation of Israel, right? But here's the point, okay? It says, and to Seth, to him there was born a son, and called his name Enos. Then began men to call upon the name of Yahweh. Okay, so this is the point. Okay, because through this through this seed line, okay, Adam, Seth, Enos, so on and so forth. Okay, these would be the sons of God, the ones who would be forwarding righteousness on the earth. Okay, now we understand they didn't continue in that. Okay, which is why the Most High had to flood this place. Okay, the only one who continued in that was Noah, right? So the Most High spared Noah, his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, and their wives, right? But these were the ones who were given those ways of righteousness to forward on the earth. Okay, it says, then began men to call upon the name of Yahweh. Okay, so before, Seth, okay, and his son Enos, okay. Cain and his seed line, because you can read about his seed line, okay, throughout Genesis 4, okay, and the other heathen that would have been on the earth in this time, right? They weren't calling on the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, right? They weren't calling on the name of the Lord, okay? The first one who was given, the name and the ways of righteousness was Adam, okay? He gave that to Seth. Seth gave that to Enos, okay, and so on and so forth, right? Then began men to call upon the name of Yahweh. Okay, so before that, all right, the other heathen, okay, including Cain's lineage, okay, were not calling on the name of the Lord. Okay, they were, they weren't serving Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, right? They were giving in a different heathen customs. Okay, same as we see today. Okay, but continuing on with the sons of the Most High, okay, the sons of God. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to Genesis 5, right? Genesis 5, it says, this is the book of the generations of Adam, okay? In the day that the Elohim created man, in the likeness of the Most High made he him, okay? Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day when they were created, all right? All right, it says, and Adam lived 130 years and begat a son in his own likeness after his image, and called his name Seth. Okay, so we see, right, that we understand Adam, okay, had Cain as well, right? Adam had Cain as well, but we just read that down through Seth, okay, and Enos, Seth's son Enos, all right, is when men begin to call upon the name of the Lord, okay? And we see here that Adam begat a son in his own likeness and after his image, okay? She just went over that in the previous lesson, okay? Going into the order, okay? Seth followed the same ways of righteousness in the same order of Adam, okay? This was not forwarded to Cain, okay? Because Cain, okay, as scripture tells us, is of that wicked one. Okay, Cain was the wicked seed line. All right. But Seth, it says, and begat a son in his own likeness and after his image, and called his name Seth. Okay, because Seth, this is where we get the sons of God. Okay, starting with Adam down through the seed line of Seth. Okay. And so see, I can continue down. Okay, and we're gonna read this whole chapter. Okay, is going into these are the sons of God. Okay, and it's the same. These are the same names mentioned. Okay, in Luke, the 3rd chapter. Okay, starting around verse 23. Okay, so I'm not gonna grab all of them. Okay, but we do get down to the point where it gets to Noah. Okay, Genesis 5:29. Right. It says, and he called his name Noah, saying, this same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands, because of the ground which Yahweh hath cursed. Right, going into that curse after Adam and Eve, ate of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Okay, start doing what the heathen were doing. Right, that's when that curse first entered into the world. Okay, we see Adam. All right, down through Seth. Okay, down through all of these names mentioned. All right, Enos. Okay, Canaan. Right, let's see, Mahalal, right? Jared, okay. Enoch, right? The one that was translated, okay. Methuselah, okay. Lamech, okay, down to Noah, okay. And then down through Noah, you get Shem, Ham, and Japheth, okay. And we understand after the flood, okay, the seed line, the righteous seed line continue through who? Okay, through Shem, okay. Not everybody that came from Shem. It specifically went down through Abram, okay, Abraham, all right, then Isaac, and then Jacob, okay. Our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay. And this is where you get the sons of God, okay. This is the sons of God, all right. But before we were called Israelites, all right, we were the sons of God, okay. And this all started, all right. This all started, okay, back in the beginning with Yahweh Shah, okay, who was the first man, Adam.